Hello, and thanks for joining us on Movie Night Memories. You must remember this, a podcast that focuses on movies and our favorite memories of them. Each week we discuss the films that are celebrating an anniversary from when they came out in theaters. My name is Sword Alexander, and I'm joined by the inspiration of this podcast, my mom, Tracy.
Happy holidays!
Yes, happy belated Thanksgiving and happy holidays. We're just starting up. This week we're going to be talking about the movies released between November 23rd and December 6th. We have The Goodbye Girl, released November 30th, 1977, with the 48th anniversary. We have Frances, with the 43rd anniversary. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, with the 38th anniversary. Three Men and a Baby, with 38, released on the same day as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, with 36 years. Mrs. Doubtfire, with 32. And Pride and Prejudice, with the 20th anniversary. We're going to start off with The Goodbye Girl, released November 30th, 1977. It was directed by Herbert Ross, who also directed Steel Magnolias, and written by Neil Simon, who also wrote The Odd Couple and a series of other comedies, romantic comedies as well. It's about a single mom in New York City who's abandoned by her actor boyfriend, who is also married, we find out pretty early on in the film,
Not
too.
her.
But he was.
Yeah, the actor boy.
And it puts her in a precarious situation after he sublets the apartment to an acquaintance, forcing her and her 10-year-old daughter to live with a stranger as they turn their lives around. So the plan was that her boyfriend and her and the daughter were going to go off to what was the city? California?
Yes.
It was just California to go start a new life, a new career.
He had got a role in a picture.
Yes, and
film.
And she was a dancer, but she's in her 30s, and I guess back then they thought that was old for a dancer.
No, she wasn't. She had to go back into dancing.
Yes.
She was not a dancer anymore.
I didn't know if she was going to continue dancing in California
She
instead.
had to go back into dancing because of he leaving to go make a film in Europe.
Right. So, but he abandons her, but at the same time we find out he was also married to somebody else.
Which she knew.
Which she knew about.
But he was having a hard time getting the divorce.
But you were telling me that this movie was not, this was like the first movie that really talked about this kind of situation in film.
With a little girl, not about, people living together, but with a little girl involved.
Mm-hmm.
And the little girl being so knowledgeable at such a young age. She was 10 years old.
So this kind of subject matter wasn't really talked about too much.
No. Not at that time. No. For this little girl to be so knowledgeable and to be so grown up like, it was unprecedented.
And the actors in this movie were Marsha Mason, who played the mother.
Yes.
We have Richard Dreyfuss, who plays the new guy who comes in as an actor. He's also an actor. So Marsha Mason's character already has preconceived notions about him because she doesn't like actors, especially after the last couple. Not just one, but she had another boyfriend that she mentioned. It was also an actor too.
No, it was a husband.
Yes. So she's had issues with actors for a while, so she already has preconceived notions on him. And Quinn Cummings plays the 10-year-old daughter, and she's really good in it.
Yes.
She's fantastic. She actually she had different award nominations for her role, too, because she was that good in it, too.
Yes.
And Richard Dreyfuss was the youngest man to win an Oscar for Best Actor for this movie.
He didn't look that young, though.
No, he was 30 years old.
But he looked 40 or 50 to me.
Maybe they thought he was 40 and 50. But he was the youngest guy to win an Oscar at that point in time for Best Actor. So it was this was a pretty important movie. I couldn't find what the budget was for the film. I don't think there was a proper accurate account, at least online. But it made $102 million in the box office. That's not counting for inflation. So that'd probably be like triple what it actually should be in the first place.
I didn't know about this film until later.
So you didn't see it in theaters,
no.
But you saw it on TV or something?
Yes. One rainy afternoon. It
is one of those movies that is you can just watch it.
And I didn't know that Marsha Mason was married to Neil Simon until years and years and years later. In fact, I didn't think that she was that attractive, that woman. I was like, that woman. Now that I know her and everything, I've gained more respect for her. But at the time when I saw the film, I thought, oh, it's okay. It's there were some things that I thought that was missing in the film, and even to this day, I think there's things that doesn't add up, that didn't make sense. and it still to me is the same.
I really did not care too much for the movie. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. I'm just the acting. I like the arguments between the people and stuff, and it very much is, it's like oil and water. These people trying to get along with each other. I like the conversations that they have, especially when at some point, Richard Dreyfuss's character, he tries to help her out more financially, and she really irks him. All he asks, he says, all I want you to do is just be nicer to me, because the entire time she's a horrible person to him. She treats him like garbage, and he has not done anything really to her at all. And it came to a point where she was desperate for money, and he said, I'm going to let you borrow some money. I'll give you some money right now, but it's not for you. It's for that little girl, because that little girl's the best thing about you. And if it weren't for her, there's no way this would work. And it was really, it was a very true conversation. I really did not like the way this movie was written, specifically about how they treated Marsha Mason's character in it as the mom. She was reprehensible. She was completely irredeemable to me. She was really obnoxious. She was rude. She constantly was negative to Richard Dreyfuss's character, and she had no positive qualities that I could see in her. And it really bothered me, not from her acting, but from the writing. I think Neil Simon completely just wrote this character horribly. That it could have been so much better. She doesn't act in a way she acts like some kind of people that, you and I will probably live with and understand, know of in a lifetime. We probably met people that were kind of similar to it, but in a movie like this, you're supposed to see the good in both sides of people, and I never saw that at all in her. And it really bothered me for a romantic comedy.
Well, somewhat it's realistic, because she was bitter from what happened with the relationship with the man that she had a lot of she thought she had a future with, and all of a sudden he just leaves her this note saying, I'm off to make a film, good luck to you. And she was disheartened. However, it had some things that didn't make sense, because when you grow up in New York, and I've met a lot of people in my day from New York, and women in particular, that you have survival skills, and when you have those survival skills, you also have to know how to use your honey versus your vinegar to get your way. And she did that in somewhat respects, because she did give in to him to let him stay at this apartment. Mm-hmm. So,
but he also put her in a legal corner, because he said straight up, I'm legally obligated to, I'm allowed into this place.
Yeah, but it could have taken months and years.
Yes.
Because she really had him over. What he held up, it didn't make sense. But it doesn't matter. The movie had some positives, but it also had a lot of negatives to me. Even 40 years ago when I watched it, whenever it came out, 40 or 45 years ago, whenever it came out and I saw it, I think it was the mid-70s. But I saw it in the early 80s. I didn't see it until the early 80s. Mm-hmm. And I was impressed with the verbiage between them. But it still had weaknesses, and I liked the little girl. The best part I liked was when they were having the dinner, and they had a real conversation between Richard Dreyfuss and the little girl.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
That was when she was impressed with his acting and what he had done in his past, and she was really sort of interviewing him, mm-hmm. and she really liked him and liked his history of what he's done, and so that's what I liked between those two. And then some things went sour, as you know, but
near the end it really falls apart. And we talked about this after the movie was over, but it to me, it really fell apart once the climax happened, and I'd rather not get into spoilers this time.
I don't even like the title. The title doesn't make any sense.
What is the goodbye girl? She's not the one that left. It was the boyfriend. Nobody. What goodbye girl? I don't get it.
there's weakness in this, and I don't understand why he won Best Actor.
They never really gave it.
I don't understand why he won Best Actor.
I think it was good.
I don't know. I don't understand why he won Best Actor.
I just think the writing is really what impressed people about it. But Richard Dreyfuss was great in it. I don't know. There's so many weaknesses when he was in that role for Richard III. Oh, that was so stupid too. The whole thing with Richard III. So the reason why he went to New York is because he's going to play Richard III off Broadway, and this was a big deal for him. And then he finds out the director's a kook, and the director wants.
He's not a kook. He just has a different. Yes, he has a different stance on Richard III.
Yes, he wants Richard III to be a flamboyant gay man, and it shocks Richard Dreyfuss. And he tries to work with it, and he's like, "This is horrible. I hate this. How am I going to make this work?" And it's pretty funny watching him.
But it goes on, and that makes the film even worse.
Yeah, I was very disappointed in it. It was like.
But then it makes them bond. That's the part that makes Marsha Mason's character and Richard Dreyfuss' character bond. Because she sees that he is struggling, and then he gets drunk, and then she tries to help him through that.
Mm-hmm.
But there should be better bonding than that.
Yes. So I was pretty disappointed. I would give it 2 stars out of 5. What about you?
2.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 2.
Yeah. Great. Let's move on. We're going to move on to Frances, released December 3rd, 1982. It was directed by Graeme Clifford, written by Eric Berggren, Christopher DeVore, and Nicholas Kazan.
I think it's Graham.
Okay.
I think it's pronounced Graham Clifford.
Sure. Tomato. It's Graeme, so I'm trying.
I think it's pronounced Graham.
Cool. So it's about the life of a controversial visionary actress named Frances Farmer, and she was prominently around the 1930s and some of the 40s too. And her life story is essentially told in this. They start her off when she's 16 years old, writing this really controversial poem.
Essay.
Essay, thank you. I kind of thought it was a poem.
No, it was an essay. She won an essay. It was very clearly outlined in the film. It was a competition for an essay.
And it was about questioning whether or not God was alive. If God is dead or God is alive. And if God is alive, then how could they let all this happen? It was very controversial, especially back in the 30s.
1931.
And it's pretty insane. And then it goes into her life story and how she wants to become an actress, and she gets involved.
Not wants to, she becomes an actress.
Yeah, she becomes an actress, and she gets involved with communists, and she also...
She doesn't get...
Okay, please, you tell the story.
She doesn't get involved with communists. She goes over to Russia as an actress.
But before that, she was also getting involved with the communist regime. She met that guy, Sam Shepard, Sam Shepard plays. He's considered a communist. They do put the little details into the movie before the events really happen. I'm just saying. What? Don't look at
I didn't feel that he was a communist.
They called him a communist. They said, "Why are you hanging out with that red?"
That's what they claimed, but he never said he was a communist.
They never denied
it. I'm not even going to go there.
The point is, she gets involved with people, and she also gets involved just because she's speaking her mind. A woman who speaks her mind in the 40s, that's blasphemous, apparently.
She's a free thinker.
Mm-hmm.
A free thinker.
It's blasphemous for a woman that day and age.
And she smokes.
I thought smoking was okay for a woman in that day and age.
I'm just saying. I'm making fun like you're making fun. Okay. I'm making fun of this day and age of that time.
It's a very hard film to sit through.
It is.
And not because it's bad, because it's really good. Mainly because Jessica Lange plays Frances Farmer, and she was
incredible.
Phenomenal. I couldn't believe how good she was in this. I never had seen her in something so good. And
I saw this film right after it was released, but it was on Cinemax or something, because it didn't do very well in the box office.
Mm-hmm. It had an $8 million budget, did $5 million in the box office.
But I didn't know this at the time. So one afternoon, I turn on the TV and there it is, and I'm like spellbound by this film, and it really impacted me. I was shocked. It was before Google, okay, but I knew that this film was something else, and she had just gotten involved with Sam Shepard, Jessica Lange, and Jessica Lange has been a controversial actress herself. So I was taken aback by her and her performance, and how this film made you go back in time. It made you feel like you were in the 30s and 40s.
It did. I really was impressed with the production design. It made you feel like you were back in that era and seeing people suffering and struggling, and at the same time seeing the media around that time too. It was great. It was very innovative for how they were able to transform the world into like this colorful world and make it look very accurate to what it could have been like back in the 30s.
But there were things that didn't add up either in this film. Her father would be there and then he wouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'd be there and then he wouldn't be there. And it didn't explain what was going on between her parents. And then it said that there was problems with her mother, and then her mother would call her little sister. It didn't make any sense about these relationship problems with her mother.
So I remember when I first looked up this movie, it said that the synopsis was that it's about a woman dealing with the emotional abuse of her mother, and it surprised me because we go an hour into this film at least, and we don't see anything like that. And all of a sudden,
at the end,
bam, she gets taken to a mental asylum because she's speaking her mind too much. She gets fits of rage because she's very upset about a lot of things, and her mother puts her in an insane asylum. And
to get her, because she was arrested.
Yes. And so then you start to see more scenes of the mother being emotionally abusive and manipulative, and it's very sad, but it's so, I think that was less of an issue. I think it really was a fault, though, where they didn't see the signs of her mother being abusive early on. Yeah, controlling. Because at first, the entire time we see her, she's very supportive, and she's with her daughter, and she doesn't act at all. At both behind the cameras, behind the public, and in private, she's this very sweet,
supportive mother.
Good-natured person.
They didn't show it in the film.
On a dime, she just transforms into this I'm living in your image kind of thing, where it seems like she wants to have the fame that her daughter has, and which is a good turn, because I like where it goes, and you can see the difficult relationships, but it just didn't pan out right.
They didn't show it in the film from the beginning that they should have.
So it came out of nowhere because we saw these private scenes with them, just her, like just the two of them in their house, and they were totally fine. But all of a sudden, bam! She's suddenly this destructive, terrible lady.
Conniving
yes.
woman. She was a conniving woman that would tell the psychiatrist one thing and tell Francis another. Mm-hmm. So it was very, very manipulative mother. And
the father didn't have any kind of opinion on it or anything. He seemed like he was drugged or something. He was like,
I'm here too. He wanted to get along with the mother, and he wanted to get along with the daughter. Mm-hmm. So he was in between.
Yeah.
So that's what the controversy. But then he would not be there. He wouldn't be living at the house. All of a sudden he'd be gone.
Yeah, he'd be gone on these long, week-long trips.
We didn't know. It wouldn't even say where he was.
Well, at one point, the only thing, I remember this, where she said early on, see you next weekend, and that makes to me think, okay, it must be either on a weekend, so he'll be gone for an entire week, or it's like the middle of the week.
But then he was in a hotel room.
Yeah.
So it didn't explain like they were not together, or he lives away. The movie somehow had holes in the movie.
So there were some issues with the film, both like structurally and technically. But overall, though, I do believe that the acting really brings us together. Kim Stanley plays the mother, and she was excellent in it, of course. But Jessica Lange is the real star of the show, and Sam Shepard does a really good job in it too. But it's so good, it's hard to watch, and it's one of those movies that's so good I never want to see it again because of how they show you the truth about how terrible people can act, especially towards women, even in that day and age. It's just, they played it very realistically.
The mistreatment of women, and how they're, especially in Hollywood, how they're treated like cattle. Mm-hmm. Treated like cattle. There was a character from Paramount that my name Harvey Weinstein.
It's an important piece, yes, but it's an important piece of cinematic history that it deserves to be shown so people can understand how difficult it has been for the women's movement from the last several decades, and how in some ways women are still feeling that to this day.
And because she fought for her to be, because she was a thinker, and because she wanted to be more involved with things that were that she wanted to be more involved with things that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
They just wanted her to go there and just
be a pretty face.
Mm-hmm. and not cause any kind of, didn't want her to think. They just wanted her to show up on time and do the lines. Yeah. They didn't want her to have any thought process of the movie at all. And she was more than that. She was a great writer. And she wanted to be involved besides that, just being in front of the film. She wanted to be behind the film. And they didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, I did thoroughly enjoy this. I'd give it 3.5 out of 5 because Jessica Lange really brings it together and makes...
But what did you say when you heard she was against Meryl Streep and Sophie's Choice for that year? She lost the Best Actress to Meryl Streep and Sophie's Choice, which that was very difficult. She should have won at the same time. Like I haven't seen Sophie's Choice. Oh, you haven't?
Not really, not properly. So I cannot judge whether or not who deserved it more.
Well, I'm just saying the reason why it won is because it's about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
So.
But it's a fundamentally important film that, it's obviously still just important as it is today. But Jessica Lange, she did fantastic, and she deserves the praise she gets for this role.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
okay.
I wanted to remind you what you said to me was that surprised me when you said, that's why she didn't win, because she was against Meryl Streep and Sophie's Choice.
Yep.
And I was thinking, that's why, because it was about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard one to win against.
The same old stereotype that Hollywood praises, and not Hollywood, but the Academy praises and gears towards films about World War II and the Holocaust is still true. It's still the truth today.
And Meryl Streep was incredible in that.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, they both deserved it. It was a very difficult decision to make. So, but what would you give it out of 5 stars?
4. Because of her performance. Mm-hmm. There's some holes in the film. Mm-hmm. But just because of her, I got a new feeling about Jessica Lange as an actress. I knew that she was a new person as an actress to be up against Meryl Streep at that point.
Mm-hmm.
To me, she was, oh wow, what an incredible... I knew she was great because of Tootsie. I forgot what year Tootsie came out.
60s, I think. So
No.
60s.
No. Tootsie came out like late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
But I knew she was great because of that. But I knew that she was incredible in this, and I said, oh wow, she's going to be one of the greatest actresses of all time when I saw her in this.
Good. All right, we're going to move on to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Thank God, we have a lighter submission now. It was released November 25th, 1987. It was directed and written by John Hughes, who... We know who John Hughes is. We know this man very well. It's about 2 men from 2 different walks of life who reluctantly help each other find their way home on the way from New York City to Chicago. Stars Steve Martin, John Candy. It's got a brief appearance with Kevin Bacon at the beginning of the movie. And there's a few other actors in it, too, that we'll mention as we discuss this and go on, too. This is a yearly tradition that we do every year on Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. We watch it. Mm-hmm. We watch it every year.
Yep.
This like
it's been something my family's done since it started.
Yep.
1987, I think. Yep. We've watched this movie since 1987. So every Thanksgiving.
I don't think we're going to take too long talking about how great this movie is because it's what can we say that hasn't already been said about it? It's fantastic. It's one of the greatest holiday movies of all time.
Well, what I will say that hasn't been said, there's a new documentary about John Candy that says, I Like Me. And that's from that movie. Mm-hmm. And I right now, I got chills. It makes me want to cry.
That's a great documentary. You should definitely recommend checking it out if you have Amazon Prime Video.
Baby girl's just kissed my toe-toes, so he knows I'm about to cry.
Oh, no.
She just kissed my toe-toes.
So, this movie is, it's fantastic. It's extremely well written. It's one of John Hughes' best films. It's one of those classics that you can watch over and over and over again and still never really get sick of. And
there were some things I saw on this time that I watched it where the mice were on that old man sitting on his knee. Uh-huh. I didn't notice that.
I really didn't notice too many things different from how I've seen it before.
Well, there were a few little things that I noticed. Yeah. Every time I watch the film, I notice something new.
I really like watching Kevin Bacon and Steve Martin go at it with each other when they were chasing each other down the street trying to get the last cab. And the music really sets the tone of the film. I'm really impressed with the music in this movie. It's so simple but so effective, and it still really holds up today too. It is a phenomenally written, super funny, engaging. It's really heartfelt too. The entire film just keeps you wanting to see what's going to happen next. And there's some people that we love in it that we don't see that often, that I've seen more often as the years go by. Dylan Baker, who plays a character who's this redneck who takes them on his truck over to some other part for I think the trains before they hit the train section of the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles part, and he's the one that spits in his own hand, then shakes Steve Martin's hand. And I've seen him later on play on The Good Wife. He plays an alleged serial killer in the show, and he's really great. He's impeccably good, but you see him as this slob in the movie.
He's not a slob. He's not a slob. You don't know what slob means then. Yeah. He's a skinny farmer. Yeah. He's not a slob. Mm-hmm. But he's a
redneck.
He's a farmer.
Yes, okay.
He's a different kind of person.
So when this movie came out, did it really have a big impact? Because it had a $15 million budget, which I was surprised it was that low, considering. But it did $49.5 million in the box office. So that's pretty successful for a comedy, even a Steve Martin, John Hughes comedy, and John Candy comedy. But did it do gangbusters? Like, did people really love it?
I went to go see it, but I'm different. I love Steve Martin and I love John Candy, so I went to go see it.
Do you remember? Is there any moments that you can remember now that you're trying to recall?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I the big part was, I'm back in baby's arms. Mm-hmm. We were waiting for that because they had that little bit. They would show it.
A little clip on the trailers and stuff.
Yeah, and we couldn't wait. We couldn't wait. But we didn't know how great it was going to be. Mm-hmm. How great that the whole movie was going to be. And we were in stitches. I went and saw it 2 or 3 times, that movie, with different people. Because I wanted to see it with my family. I wanted to see it with my friends. I wanted to see it with some coworkers. I wanted to see, I wanted to go see that movie so many times. It was a cult film for me. I kept telling people how great that movie was. The year it came out. I fell in love with it.
So do people really talk about that much afterwards?
Yeah, they loved it, but it wasn't being marketed big. Not to my satisfaction. I was like, this is going to be a classic. This is going to go down. This is going to be one of the greatest, Christmas movies. It's going to go down. Everyone's going to watch this forever. It's going to be one of the greatest. It's going to be a Wonderful Life kind of movie. That's what I was predicting.
Well, I'd say it doesn't. It's not too close to that level, of course. But I think I've seen it slowly gaining traction as the years have gone by.
But that's what I was predicting. Mm-hmm. I was predicting it was going to be It's a Wonderful Life kind of movie, but in a more funny level. Mm-hmm. 2 guys on the road trying to get home. That's what I was predicting.
Right.
Still love it. It's a 5.
Yeah, it's 5 stars for me too. It does not really much to talk about except go see it for yourself. It really is one of those movies where you I watch it every year. I still see new things. I don't. I've seen everything I need to see.
I saw mice on that old man's lap. I never saw it before.
Well, good. I'm glad. Right now we're going to move on to 3 Men and a Baby. It was also released on the same day. It was released November 25th, 1987. It was directed by Leonard Nimoy. It was also written by Jim Cruikshank and James Orr. It is about 3 male roommates who find themselves in hot water after a baby is left on their doorstep.
And Leonard Nimoy is Spock from Star Trek.
Right.
Okay, a lot of people maybe not know that.
Okay. So, it's about 3 men who find a baby on the doorstep.
Yeah, but there are 3 professional men in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and these men are Tom Selleck,
Steve Guttenberg,
and Ted Danson. They were very popular back in the late 80s, and very considered very handsome. You know, and they're bachelors.
Yep, they're all bachelors. They're all bachelors.
One's an architect, one's an actor, and one's a cartoonist or something.
Yeah, some kind of cartoonist.
Graphic artist.
He's a cartoonist and animator because he actually drew all over the entire apartment. It's very colorful and very characteristic.
Even the hallway.
Caricaturistic.
The hallway before you get to the apartment.
It's really beautiful. It's extremely impressive. Like it's a completely different kind of movie that you'd expect to look and see on a regular basis.
Tom Selleck's the builder architect. Mm-hmm. It's a very great film. My mother, this is one of her favorite films because she loved Tom Selleck, and she said the baby looked like me when I was a baby. She thought it was a really cute, pretty baby.
So when was your first time seeing this movie?
When it came out.
Okay.
I saw it during that time when trains, planes, and automobiles.
Did anybody talk about it?
Yes, it was very popular. It was a very popular film. All the girls my age wanted to go see it because all the cute guys in it, and it was a very popular time to go see it.
So this was the movie and
it was filmed in New York.
So this was the movie that took money out of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles then. Because, no, seriously, it did too, because it had roughly a $15 million budget. It made $168 million domestically.
Yeah.
That's triple what that from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It shows that's where it came from. And worldwide, it made $241 million.
Oh, so, yeah, but people, that's what, I mean, still to this day, when you go on dates, you go see a movie, dinner and a movie. Yeah. Okay. So people would go see dinner and a movie, and then you go with groups of people.
Yeah, but this is like my third time seeing it, and I think it's very well done. I think it's very it is kind of a B movie plot, and it's something that I really wouldn't care about too much. But they really pull it off well in a way where it doesn't look like it's a B movie. It's acted and directed like it's an A plot. It's an A movie, something you would actually see in a movie theater. And the writing is good. I really like the way they interact with the baby, of course, and trying to work off of a baby not knowing what exactly is going to happen is it shows real talent from all the production team involved in it. And all the actors have great chemistry with each other. They really work well together. My only complaint about the movie is that I wish we'd seen a little bit more of Ted Danson in it, but part of that plot is that he's not around in the first 30, 40 minutes of the film because he's filming on location in some other country. So he's out of the country.
Morocco or something.
Yeah, that's exactly. So when Steve Guttenberg and Tom Selleck, when they find the baby, they're like, they get a note, and the note says it's Ted Danson's baby. They have to try and deal with it until Ted Danson's character can get back. And Ted Danson was good enough that I wanted to see him more. But I understand why they couldn't, because they wrote the film in a way where we really couldn't see him until he came back from his trip.
And it was so popular, they made another movie called 3 Men and a Little Lady.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep, they did.
It was filmed in England, I think.
Did you see it?
Yeah, we saw it before, but you don't remember.
I barely remember. It shows how forgettable the movie probably was for me. But I think this is a cute movie. It's good. I don't see anything inherently wrong with it or taken away from it. Even analyzing it from a critical point of view, it's a perfectly good and enjoyable film. A film that usually wouldn't work that well, but with the right talent and with the right writing, it really brought it together. I did try looking up Jim Cruikshank and James Orr to see what else they did. They didn't do that many good movies. This was like the only good movie they really did. Everything else was either really, really independent and not crazy popular, or it was just really like bottom of the barrel stuff. And this really, I would say this is above that. Obviously it did well enough. It did so much more than its original budget too. And yeah, I had a good time. I like watching it.
You can tell that they all had a good time doing it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies you can see a couple more times, and it's a great film for the whole family. Like, there's nothing wrong at all with for the entire. Even though the B plot involves drug trafficking, you can still show kids it, and you can still have a good time with it. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty clever. I liked it. It was good.
Yep.
What would you give it out of 5 stars?
I'd give it a 4 because of the people in it and how they did it.
I'd give it a 3.5. I think it was good. I think it had a lot of good elements and could have been better, but geez, it definitely could have been a lot worse.
I have good memories with my mom. My mom loved that movie, so I have really good memories with my mom. That's why I give it a 4.
Good. All right. Moving on now to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This was released December 1st, 1989. It was directed by Jeremiah Chechik and written by John Hughes, so another John Hughes movie. It's about the Griswold family who celebrate the holidays with a fun, good old-fashioned family get-together when their traditions begin to fall apart one day at a time. Obviously, so many people know about this movie. This, to me, is at the level of It's a Wonderful Life, where this is a timeless Christmas classic. Or you could also compare it to The Christmas Story of it is quintessential, you have to see this every year kind of film. It's grown to that point now.
I don't think it's going to be like, it doesn't have a message of like Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. Because the message at Trains, Planes, and Automobiles is about he's homeless. And they have that argument about, I like me, you know. Mm-hmm. There's so many messages that are deep-seated in Trains, Planes. And
now, this movie does, like, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation does have a good message at the end that I really like, but they do kind of overshadow it really quickly. But they do point out very clearly that Christmas is about, it's about something, everybody has a different opinion on Christmas and how they feel about Christmas. Christmas means something different to everybody. I think it's a very powerful message. But it gets overshadowed by the last joke of the film, of course.
The only thing I don't like about the Christmas Vacation is that they have the little girl say bad grammar.
Like a bunch of really urban, weird dialogue and stuff.
And I wish that he had corrected her and stuff. It just bothers me so much. It's so just deep-seated that I can't take it. It's
just one of those jokes that you hear once and it's funny at the time and now it's no longer funny.
And also, they have Clark, Sparky, lusting after other women openly. Mm-hmm. In his fantasies, and it just irks me. It just irks me.
But that's his shit.
I know.
That's him in Vacation and European Vacation.
But you can't compare that to It's a Wonderful. Okay, you cannot compare that to It's a Wonderful Life. Okay.
All right. Well,
that's what I'm saying.
It is a Wonderful Life when Clark Griswold's imagining other women.
Okay, it's a different level. Okay, it's not going to be like. It's funny. It's funny. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to compare it to It's a Wonderful. I love it. I love Chevy Chase. Okay.
Well, maybe I was trying to say it's like a Christmas Story where it's mentioned every year. Like it's every year you have to watch it.
It's going to go down as a funny. I love it, but it's not like It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
It's not an angelic Christmas movie. It's crazy. It's funny. It's hilarious. I love it. Mm-hmm. I have to see it every year.
It's still funny every year. There's still so many good jokes in every year. What surprised me about it was when I looked up the critic fact, what Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel thought of it. They really did not like this movie.
They're idiots then.
They said that the jokes just didn't land. I'm like, it's literally just a matter of opinion of like you just didn't think it was funny. That's okay. Gene Siskel, he said that, look, it's funny when he's on vacation. It's not funny when he's at home. Like, I don't see, it's comedy is subjective. It's a matter of opinion. You just didn't think the jokes were funny. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie, because people love the hell out of this movie.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. Every time I watch it, I laugh. I can't help it.
It's still funny. It's funny every year because it has something for everyone. There's some jokes that don't hit with me at all. I really don't care for that whole sledding scene. I just am like, okay, it's funny the first time. After that, it's never funny again for me. But there's some other things that really make me laugh every time. I mean, every time, I always laugh every time with the cat.
You do.
It's chewing on those Christmas lights.
You do, and it hurts me.
Every single time. And then they have the Aunt Edna, or I think her name is Aunt Edna, I think?
No, I don't think it's Aunt Edna.
Okay,
Edna died.
No, that's right. But it's another great aunt, and she
Daphne or something.
Yeah, and she wraps the presents for the family. It's the cat. She wrapped her cat in this present. And this gift, and then Clark shakes it violently, and the cat goes.
No, the cat is jumping around in it. He shook
it when he Frank's like, "Oh, give it to me." He doesn't That's not the cat shaking. That's him shaking the box. The cat goes.
But then the cat is jumping around.
Yes, it's still funny.
It's a pretty Persian cat, the poor little thing.
It's great. It's still funny. Yeah, it's a 5-star movie. Still, it's a Christmas classic. I'm so glad it's getting more attention every year.
It's fantastic. And the dog named Snot. Oh my God.
Just a little tree wire didn't do anything. God, he can just almost taste the tree water when he describes it.
And we still, all year long, we'll say, real nice.
I want you to get something real nice. Something for yourself.
Get it real nice.
It's great. It's a great movie. Great time all around.
And then the neighbors. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's in it.
Yep, and that other guy who, unfortunately, we forgot his name. So
the nerds that...
Where are we going to get a Christmas tree at this hour? And then a tree smashes through the window. Yeah. There's something for everybody. It still really holds up to this day.
Oh my God, and then he's trying to put the lights on and they won't put on, and he says, do you have it even plugged in? And of course I have it plugged in, and it was the switch on the wall. That's a switch on the wall. And then the whole city.
Yeah, the power goes out and I have to turn on the nuclear power to get it on because the lights are so strong.
Oh God, my cheeks are hurting.
Yep, I can tell.
God. Oh my God.
All right,
So,
well, let's move on to something that's less funny. Robin Williams and drag. We're going to talk about Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh my God.
So we're talking about Mrs. Doubtfire now. It was released November 24th, 1993. It was directed by Chris Columbus, and it was written by Randy Mayim Singer, who also did the Tooth Fairy movie. And it was also written by Leslie Dixon, who wrote the original Overboard. Which you love that movie. It's one of your favorites. After a messy fight leads to a separation, a struggling voice actor tries to spend time with his 3 kids by wearing prosthetic makeup and dressing up as an old English woman and applies for the housekeeping position. That's exactly what the plot's about. It's I could not describe it any better than that. It's Robin Williams. This is one of Robin Williams' greatest films. This is one where I would say this is a film where he really kicked off his career. Because after this was Jumanji, but before that, how many other films that he was in like the 80s, for example, and early 90s, that you know of before Mrs. Doubtfire?
Oh, he
was on like Moscow on the Hudson.
He was also in the Birdcage.
Yep, he was in
Birdcage,
and he had just done Aladdin as well.
Baby girl's getting excited.
Yep.
She says, "I like Mrs. Doubtfire."
We're not playtime.
She likes Mrs. Doubtfire.
It's podcast time. It's not playtime.
She likes Mrs. Doubtfire.
So this was really at the height of Robin Williams' career.
He had just
done Aladdin, and that was a giant success for him.
Yes, but he was already, and he did Good Morning Vietnam.
Yep.
I mean, he was very.
He had a little bit something for everybody.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. I love Pierce Brosnan in it.
Yep.
I thought he was really sexy in it.
Sally Field plays the mother and the wife.
The kids were great in it.
Mm-hmm. What really stuck out to me, I remember one of the first memories I have of this movie is watching it. I think we watched it in my Aunt Roxy's house. And I remember seeing on the giant TV that they had, seeing Harvey Fierstein in, like, when he first shows up, he's like, "Oh my God, honey, I love it." And I was so mesmerized by his voice and the way he looked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's a strange man and a strange voice on a man. As a little kid thinking about this. So that's what I think of.
That was his brother. In the movie,
it's his brother.
Played his brother.
And that's what I think about when I think about the movie. I think about that little
there's
memory.
a scene, he comes on the door and he goes, "I want to be a woman."
Oh, honey. That's the scene where I think, "Oh, honey, I've been waiting for this whole time."
And he's a...
No, he asked, "Can you make me a woman?"
Yeah, "Can you make me a woman?" And then he goes, "I've been waiting to hear this all my life." And his brother plays a costume designer or something.
Yes, and then, the brother's he's a professional makeup artist.
Yeah, professional makeup artist.
So he has the capability of making this happen. And Robin Williams is a gem. He is a timeless timeless gem in this movie. This movie holds up so well.
Yes.
So incredibly well. Not a single bit of it really...
Looks outdated.
Yeah.
And when I looked for a nanny when you had gotten sick with Kawasaki, I had put in the paper looking for Mrs. Doubtfire. That was my headline. And people laughed when they would call me. They go, "I'm Mrs. Doubtfire," you know. People, some people, some good ones, "I'm Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm your Mrs. Doubtfire," and they loved it. They would laugh and we talk, and and so it really worked.
Well,
and my sister and my mom said, "Why are you saying that? You're gonna get weirdos.
You're gonna get men. You're gonna get men in old lady outfits.
You're gonna get a bunch of weirdos. What's wrong with you?"
Hey, I'm Miss Doubtfire.
And your father didn't care. He thought it was funny. He thought it was great. He knows how I work.
No, the movie's really great. I mean, my only complaint about it is, it's my own personal opinion, is that I don't like the reveal scene at the end of, like, near the end of the movie where they find out who he is.
Teeth?
No, it's not the false teeth. Yeah, I just
I love it when he was swimming around for his false teeth.
Yep.
And then Pierce Brosnan's trying to have
Yep.
I love it when he's teasing around with the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you wearing lipstick? She kissed me or something. He's winking at him.
I liked it when he was in the full makeup.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you dressed like a woman?" He's like, "This is the new host of your TV show." And it works because he's so drunk he can't even recognize it.
He's stumbling around. He goes from bathing and forth.
What it is, it's with me, it's the secondhand embarrassment of, I'm just waiting for the reveal and it's really bothering me. But that's, like I said, it's a personal thing for me. Something I just don't like about movies.
I love it when he jumps over the damn...
The bar thing to try and save the guy's life. But we're not going to go into spoilers with that one.
Oh my god, it's so great.
It's still, as you can tell, it's still really funny. It still really holds up really well.
Oh gosh.
What would you give it out of 5 stars?
5.
Yeah. I would, I give it 4.5. I think it really still holds up to this day, and it's super engaging. I used to give it a 4, but rewatching it again, yeah, it's still. I mean, it's great.
When the boy sees him standing up peeing.
That's the one where, like, that was a great reveal, and they react so realistically. They react extremely like, "Oh my god, there's a crazy man in this house." Immediately, they're like, "We got to call the police."
And they pick up a tennis racket or something.
Yeah, they're ready to just go nuts on this dude. Like, no, it's me. Hold up. And the only reason they recognize his dad is because she says something, like she curses, and he says, "Don't you take that tongue with me, Missy." And they're like,
"Oh, Dad?
Dad?" Hi, kids. So it was great. It was great. It was good. Good time.
And then you love the part that Sally Field, I have to acknowledge this, you love the part when Sally Field sees the makeup come off her in the restaurant and how she reacts.
Yeah, that was extremely realistic. She's having this mental breakdown.
Right there in front of everybody.
I thought it was really realistic.
How
it was really good.
Reacts.
That's the best acting I've ever seen her do. Honestly, I genuinely think that's some of her best acting is just that scene.
You haven't seen her do Sybil.
Okay, cool. I don't care.
Oh, you don't care.
I really don't care. I've seen other stuff where she's acted like she's, the Meryl Streep of her generation. No, this Mrs. Doubtfire is where she acts the best. Absolutely. It's very, very realistic. This is exactly what would happen.
It was so good right then and there.
Yep. So we're going to go to our last movie, which is Pride and Prejudice. It was released November 23rd, 2005. Directed by Joe Wright, who also directed Anna Karenina and Atonement. It was written by Deborah Magach, or Magach. It's Moggach. Magach. In the midst of 18th century England, romance begins to blossom, slowly but surely. As the daughter of a rural landowner who reluctantly falls in love with a bitter yet sensitive wealthy gentleman. It's Keira Knightley and Matthew Macfadyen star in this film, and Matthew Macfadyen plays the Mr. Darcy, the man that she slowly but surely falls in love with. Keira Knightley is, Keira Knightley. She plays herself. But this is right after the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Dead Man's Chest, where her height of her career is really kicking off so strongly. And Matthew McFadyen, we find out later on, he plays the man, one of the characters in Succession, and he was completely unrecognizable in that show, comparatively speaking to Mr. Darcy. This is my first time watching this movie. This is not your first time watching this movie. I think every woman is required to watch this movie at least once when they're like 15, 16 years old. But that's from my experience growing up. Like everybody I know, every woman I know has seen this movie. So tell me about your experience watching it.
Well, I was disappointed in the film when I first watched it.
Okay.
When I first watched it, I was disappointed in it.
It's like it's not enough like the book?
That's not that. I wanted better looking guys in it.
Well, it's England back in then. This before they had dentists, so think about that.
No, it's not that. But I guess I was ahead of my time for Bridgerton. Mm-hmm. Bridgerton has better looking men.
Fair enough.
So, and I was looking for Jared, I think. I was looking for Jared. So I was disappointed but I like the chemistry between Keira Knightley and Mr. Darcy. And I like the storyline. But
and she's fantastic in this film.
Yes, she is. But I was disappointed in just the look of the men. I didn't think that redheaded guy that played the love interest of her sister, there was no chemistry. I liked the soldier guy, but I didn't, there was no chemistry between some of the other players, the actors, when I first saw it. And I still, to this day, I go, why couldn't they get some better looking men? But that was me.
I can't speak on that.
I know. But I think some men can.
I did like, of course, some men can. I just can't.
Well, I think you could.
I don't feel like it.
Okay.
I don't feel like I have no opinion. They're dudes. They're guys. They're men. I don't have an opinion on this. I don't think they're ugly. I think they're fine. Well, I think Matthew McFadyen's haircut's really silly looking, but I've seen people with that kind of haircut.
I don't like that little short guy in it at all. I can't stand him.
I forgot who he was.
The little cousin guy.
That was so weird. Yeah, that guy.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
But no, it makes sense back in that time period.
I just think there was some miscasting. Yeah. That could have been better.
They definitely spent more time on the women. I do like the relationship that the daughters have with the mom in the film, who's played by Brenda Blethyn, and I really like that she is urging and begging these women to get married off. That way they can be wealthier, and that way they can be better well off. For her and for them as well.
They act like they're so poor, but they have a huge house themselves, and they have huge property.
Right, they're what's considered middle class. But with all those girls, I mean, shoot, they probably can't afford to take care of each other. The only thing they can do is get married off. I don't know, like sometimes, I'm going to be real. I got bored with this movie a good chunk of the time. I got bored.
I did too.
Okay, I thought that was just a gender thing with me.
No.
I got bored.
No, I was bored. And I remember thinking I was about to fall asleep in the theater.
Oh, you saw it in theaters too?
Oh, yes. Davey and I went and saw it. Oh.
But Kate Winslet wasn't in it. Why would he see it in theater? Just make fun of Davey. No, but yeah, I mean, it's 20 years have gone by. It's my first time seeing it. I think it's good. I mean, I think it's something that anybody could enjoy because it's a good romance film. I'm not really the biggest fan of romance films per se, but I think the chemistry is there, and I do like the slow burn that leads to it as well. It's very natural. What really makes me keep watching it are the performances. The performances are excellent. Most of them are. Very few actually have a bad performance, and I thought it was good.
I thought Donald Sutherland looked too old.
Yeah, he looked like he was an old man.
He looked like he was a great-grandpa.
He looked like he was a grandfather, at least. And I really liked the writing in it, where they wrote how they wrote his character in it.
But he looked too old.
Yeah, they wrote him too old. He looked like how he did playing President Snow in the Hunger Games. This was 7 years before that.
I think
I was surprised. It's like he did not need to look that old.
But I think Keira Knightley was great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah,
and I think the chemistry between her and Mr. Darcy was great.
Yeah, I give it a 3. I think it was good. think there's some issues with it, but overall,
I give it 2.5, just because of the miscasting.
Sounds good. Well, we have not much to say about that one, do we? That actually ends our list for this week, or these last couple weeks. It was a very interesting week for movies, too. A lot of good Christmas movies, a lot of sad movies, too, but them's the business, and it's only going to get crazier as the holidays start to go on, but, I like the movies that we had this week to talk about.
This is the last of November, and we're getting ready for December.
Absolutely. We just put the Christmas lights up in the outside, except, almost all of them, but it was a good weekend to do this and take care of this, too. I'm very tired. I'm ready to go to
Yes.
sleep. But thank you all so much for... Thank you all so much for listening. Really appreciate it. And with that said, we'll meet you guys next time.
Happy holidays. Be safe.
Happy holidays for now. We got more on it.